The following segment is sponsored by Gilman and Bedigan.
7:45 now. Halloween is fast approaching, a time when children will be out walking the roads as they trick or treat from house to house. Keeping kids safe while they're out walking is a responsibility that falls on a few people. Attorney Charles Gilman with Gilman and Bedigan joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Patrice. How are you?
I'm doing well. All right. So first of all, kids ready to go trick-or-treating. Parents should be their first line of defense, or some responsible adult. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Parents are always the best first line of defense.
All right. But no matter what the parents are doing, if you're walking down a public sidewalk and something happens to you, you fall, you get injured, who's at fault in a situation like that? And what do you do? What are the next steps?
Well, sidewalks are an interesting category because sometimes they're owned by the city, the county, or the municipality in which the sidewalk is located. But even though the city, county, or municipality owns it, it's the responsibility of the person that lives closest to it, like the homeowner or a business, to maintain that sidewalk. So the first step in that analysis is to figure out who's responsible for maintaining the sidewalk, not necessarily just who owns it. And then the person who's responsible for maintaining that sidewalk should obviously make sure it's safe every day of the year. But when you have Halloween and you know if you suspect there's going to be children walking by, you have a heightened duty that one day of the year to protect everybody that's going to access your sidewalk or walkway.
All right, so what if you're off the sidewalk now and you've actually walked onto someone's property, up their driveway, across their grass, and something happens to you while you're on their property? Whose responsibility is that? Is it always the homeowner who's at fault there?
It depends exactly what happened, but if there was like a defect in the driveway or like a broken piece of pavement or a rock in your garden that's there for decorative purposes, but it's not obvious in the dark if you're trick-or-treating in the evening, it's going to be the homeowner's responsibility more often than not. But what happens is typically on a normal day, homeowners don't expect children and parents and people to be walking up their driveway and in their front yard. However, Halloween is a different day a year, a different day. You do expect people to come on your property, come knock on your doorbell. So on Halloween, I would argue that you have a heightened duty to make sure that your property is in a safe condition so that the parents and children can pass without a problem.
Oh, so that's interesting. Even if you didn't invite them onto your property, they're still there. All right, so if you're heading out trick-or-treating this year, what are some just basic safety tips for you to keep in mind as you go?
We always advocate as personal injury attorneys that the children wear reflectors or flashlights or have something that signals to cars and passerbys that you're there. Don't just dress in an all black costume or an all dark costume. I know sometimes it ruins the integrity of the costume, but safety first. Put the reflectors on, put the flashlights on. If you have really small children, hold their hands near the streets and on the sidewalks because, we'd like to think that everybody's driving safely, but occasionally people don't. People look down the text. People make mistakes. So the best thing to do is be safe, wear some reflective gear. Again, reflectors, flashlights, a piece of orange, something to make yourself seen and known.
All right. Sounds good. Charles Gilman, thank you so much.
Thank you, Patrice. Have a great day.
You too.